The information was divulged by John Deayton. People who are interested in XRP or who currently possess XRP tokens should make it a priority to stay current on the most recent news regarding the cryptocurrency itself. Acquaint yourself with the most recent XRP news and the potential impact it could have on the value of the coin. In today's video, I will provide you with answers to these questions as well as key information that has the potential to have a positive impact on the pricing of XRP. If you want to get the most out of this movie, you should make sure that you watch it all the way through because I put a lot of effort into preparing it. Let's take a look at the chart and see how XRP performed on May 1st before we move on to our first item that we will discuss. Joining the channel is all that is required of you in order to participate in our daily giveaway for 50 XRP only in a moment. I would appreciate it if you could provide feedback on this video. It is Kane who hash XRP. In the present moment, the value of XRP is $0.49 every 24 hours. A total of $1.5 billion worth of it is traded. Over the past week, the price of XRP has decreased by 9%, while it has increased by 0.8% in the past 24 hours. While there are currently 48 billion XRP coins in circulation, there are a total of 100 billion XRP coins in circulation. Take into consideration that the pricing shown here might have shifted by the time you watch this movie. The following is not financial advice, and investing money in the cryptocurrency market is a risky endeavor. Therefore, before investing money in the market, you should conduct your own research. Okay, let's go see the movie. The most recent XRP news. There is a cloud over the future of XRP because the SEC is planning to challenge Ripple's decision. On April 30th, the court made a decision about Ripple's move to strike, which resulted in the case between the SEC and Ripple receiving greater attention. Ripple's request to throw out expert evidence and the documentation that went along with it was met by a response from the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC), which is known as the Fox Declaration. On Friday, Ripple will have the opportunity to send its response to the rebuttal brief that was submitted by the SEC. The decision on whether or not Andrea Fox, an accountant working in the SEC Enforcement Division, was a summary witness or an expert witness is going to be made by Judge Sarah Netburn on May 2nd. Additionally, it is up to Judge Netburn to determine whether or not her testimony and the materials that accompany it constitute new expert evidence or whether or not they are a recap of testimony that has already been presented. In the event that Judge Netburn is in agreement with the move to strike, the court will not examine the sections of the SEC's opening brief that discuss accounts that were maintained after the complaint was filed. The Securities and Exchange Commission's SEC case for a severe disgorgement and order may be affected if the judge decides in favor of Ripple. In addition to the papers concerning the move to strike, the Securities and Exchange Commission is required to submit a rebuttal brief by May 6th. As the final brief in the series of files related to remedies, the reply brief is the final brief received. A copy of the opening brief was submitted by the SEC on March 22nd. The brief that Ripple submitted in opposition was received on April 22nd. Investors are unable to attend a hearing, which means that XRP and Ripple are unable to move further until a court decides what the consequences will be for Ripple's violation of United States law. There are laws concerning stocks. On the other hand, it is quite probable that the SEC will appeal the judgment to permit automated sales of XRP, which will allow the case to continue until the year 2025. During the month of July 2023, a judge by the name of Sartor stated that the automatic sales of XRP do not satisfy the third component of the Howey test. There is still the possibility that the SEC will file an appeal against the judgment regarding automated sales, which continues to be a negative thing for XRP. As the stage of consideration in the SEC vs. Ripple case approaches closer, it is possible that the action in the SEC vs. Coinbase coin case may pick up. The Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) is going up against Coinbase crypto attorneys and John E. Deayton, who is running for Senate. On April 26th, Coinbase user number 4701 submitted an amicus curiae brief, which was the same day that John E. Deayton, the pioneer of crypto law and yawn in the United States and a candidate for the United States Senate, did the same thing. Coinbase's attempt to appeal the ruling regarding its move to dismiss MTT is supported by the amicus brief, which is written in the capacity of a friend of the court. In March, Judge Catherine Fila denied the motion to discharge the charges against the defendant for operating a stock exchange without being listed on the primary market. The preliminary statement discussed the case between the Securities and Exchange Commission and Ripple, as well as the SEC's intention to file an interlocutory appeal in order to challenge the ruling regarding programmatic sales of XRP. It was stated that the cryptocurrency industry, people in the United States, especially consumers of Coinbase, require laws that are crystal clear as soon as possible. The majority of people are in agreement, including the SEC in the Ripple case. An interlocutory review is only permitted according to the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) when there are valid reasons for different judgments. The request made by the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) to initiate an interlocutory appeal against the verdict regarding automated sales of XRP in October was denied by Judge Annalisa Torres. This is what transpired between the SEC and there is a possibility that the Coinbase case will have a significant impact on the digital asset market in the United States. It is possible that the Securities and Exchange Commission will lose its ability to regulate and enforce laws if Coinbase prevails. If they prevail, the Securities and Exchange Commission might not be able to appeal the decision to permit automated sales of XRP. Please show your support for the station by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Moreover, make sure you don't forget to stay attentive in order to avoid missing anything. Instantaneously, let's view the remaining portion of the video. John Deayton, an attorney for XRP, claims that Gary Gensler, an employee of the SEC, has infected the entire agency. John Deayton, a lawyer for XRP, issued a stern message to Gary Gensler, the chair of the Securities and Exchange Commission, during the consensus case. In the communication, he stated that Gensler was responsible for infecting the entire agency. A lawyer named John Deayton, who is well known for his support of XRP, has launched a stinging attack against the Securities and Exchange Commission and Chairman Gary Gensler. It was his assertion that Gensler was implementing regulations about bad faith throughout the whole department. An attorney for XRP named John Deayton has a negative opinion on the chair of the SEC, Gary Gensler. The fury that Deayton felt was expressed on a variety of social media platforms. He stated that it is time to serve several subpoenas on Gary Gensler and the SEC as well. He said this with all due respect. Taking a look at his amicus statement in the Coinbase VCC lawsuit was a helpful step for him to take in order to comprehend what was going on. In addition to it, he stated, "Please read the amicus curiae statement that I submitted in the Coinbase case. I believe that everyone ought to. The brief has a section that demonstrates that Gensler is an unreliable regulator and that this unreliability has propagated throughout the entire agency." Following the statements made by Patrick McHenry, chairman of the House Financial Services Committee, on the ongoing legal battle between Consensus and the SEC, this critique has been made. When it came to speaking out, McHenry did not hold back, and this was just a few months after a federal judge reprimanded SEC enforcement lawyers for lying to the court with their testimony. New evidence suggests that Chair Gensler misled to Congress about the situation. A further point that McHenry brought up was Gensler's statement that he made to the Financial Services Committee in April of the previous year. In that statement, Gensler refused to answer concerns regarding the classification of Ethereum by the SEC. According to the statement made by the head of the HFSC, Gensler's silence was an attempt to demonstrate what the commission thought. He stated that the SEC and Chair Gensler have stated in the past that the classification of Ether as a security is contrary to what they have stated. Another illustration of the agency's arbitrary and capricious approach to the regulation of digital assets through enforcement is provided by this particular instance. The consensus case's primary objective is to convince the Securities and Exchange Commission SEC that Ethereum is not a securities. However, the earlier position taken by the SEC contributes to the complexity of the situation because the regulator can end up going against what it stated. Regarding the manner in which Gensler lied before Congress, Bill Morgan holds a different opinion. A further attorney for XRP, Bill Morgan, provided a response to recent allegations regarding the classification of Ethereum by the SEC. It was made quite apparent by Morgan, not even close to being accurate. The Securities and Exchange Commission does not consider it to be a security. By stating that the Securities and Exchange Commission is investigating whether or not offers or sales of Ethereum are considered to be stocks, he made the point quite obvious. Morgan stated that according to the ruling that Judge Torres made in the case of SEC Ripple, a token is not a security in and of itself. Nonetheless, any offer or sale of a token might be considered an investment contract. The fact that his opinion is in direct opposition to what Patrick McHenry and the Republican Party of the financial services industry have stated demonstrates how vital it is for regulatory problems to be clarified. Republicans will continue to hold the Securities and Exchange Commission SEC accountable for its regulatory overreach, which is making it difficult for new ideas to emerge, according to a statement released by the Financial Service EOP. In addition to putting our national security at danger, we fail to protect our customers. We would like to make it quite apparent that this particular path was not intended to be used for that particular purpose. We are not providing you with any financial advice, nor are we requesting that you make any investments in any particular business. Simply put, this is a means by which we want to provide you with instructive content. You should be on the lookout for con artists. We will never ask you for money on